Welcome back, gods and goddesses, to the Gifted Goddess channel, where I channel my gifts in a multitude of ways. And I encourage you to not only seek your gifts, but to find meaningful ways to employ them in any way they or the Most High deem fit. Okay, collective, welcome back. Thank you for allowing me on this journey with you on your path. I am delighted to be a divine messenger of the downloads on this path for you, a beacon of light, if you will. Something about downloads are significant. Someone is receiving heavy downloads at this time, is what I'm getting. Okay. Yes, someone is very tapped in or tapping further into their energy. Sirens, as I say that. So 911 could be significant. I just came off another channeling where we had 12 come through, so the police could be significant. Someone, I'm getting the matrix trying to police your our energy, okay? What we have to understand is one, you're protected, you're divinely coded with certain things for a reason, okay? Your gifts come with their own set of protection, is what I'm getting, okay? So you can fulfill your destiny, the desired outcome the Most High saw fit for you, okay? So as long as you stay on that path, on that journey, I'm seeing someone kind of going into hermit mode, separating themselves from the noise of the outside, the chaos going on, if you will, okay? All right? Let go of that energy. Yes, someone's name is definitely Ashley. I'm hearing Bennett. I just heard persecution. Someone could feel like they're being persecuted, and quite frankly, it's 5:55 p.m. on the timer. As I say that, today is January 6th. Okay, so change is inevitable. I just said this in the last reading. Okay, change is definitely significant in this energy. Change is a coming. You must experience change going on your new path, on your new journey. Once you've answered the call, you've started the process of ascension. I'm seeing flights taking off, the wheels of the plane being lifted off the ground. Okay, once you've answered that call, okay, trusted the Most High, surrendered, hop in that plane to Ascension, honey, and took off running, took off the runway. Okay, something about a runway fashion show could be significant here soon, is what I'm hearing. You could like that, watch that. You could be intended to be a model of something, okay? Model behavior. Okay, I had mindless behavior in the last reading, and now I'm getting model behavior. You're a model spiritual citizen, is what I'm getting, okay? How you embody and embark on your path without hesitation, and what I'm getting. Without hesitation is what I'm hearing, is something to be modeled after. I'm also hearing it's being mocked in other places, but others people other people's opinions are not your business, collective. We're going to keep reminding each other of that, okay? But this change is inevitable, okay? You were meant to live a lifestyle tailored to you, okay? Yes, something about Barbie is significant. Barbie houses are significant. You could have loved Barbie houses as a child, or somebody's name could be Cynthia. I keep seeing Cynthia, the little Rugrats. So Tommy, Angelica, any of those names could be significant. Pickles could be significant. Someone could be pregnant, okay, or just pregnant with a lot of ideas. You have a large purpose. You have a lot of ideas, passions, creative endeavors, or things that you're supposed to create and bring into fruition into this world, okay? People don't like that, collective. The Matrix doesn't like that, especially when you know it, okay? It's all well and good when you don't know it, okay? And what we have to come to realize is The enemy basically introduces fear into our lives to keep us crippled, to keep us captive, so we never tap into those, my crown itching as I say that, okay? So definitely having activations of the crown chakras of things, okay? They say when your hair is itching, it's growing, okay? But someone is definitely growing spiritually. I'm hearing essentially, like ascension, like pertaining to ascension. Get into the vocabulary, okay? So prefixes, root words, and suffixes are significant. Something has to suffice, okay? Or you're being pulled to an energy where it's not just about surviving and sufficing on the bare minimum, okay? Barely getting by. You're supposed to be in a dominant, abundant energy. And that's what you're tapping into. But the idea behind the fear tactics when we're young, I'm seeing scary movies. Someone could really like scary movies or did as a child. Introduce trauma and fear as a child. That's why chosen ones go through the most tumultuous things in life, right? To get you to be fearful of where you're called to go, okay? I am seeing a rose quartz in my energy. So someone needs to embody, embrace self-love at this time. Understand that you are who you are. You've been equipped with your special set of skills, your special set of gifts for a reason, collective. We're supposed to be using that as an escape plan to escape the matrix. Surprise! That's the whole goal. That's where we're destined to go. And if everyone, just think of it like an escape room, okay? Scary movies are definitely significant here, okay? I love a good scary movie. Let's tap in. Okay, yes, I'm love and light, but I'm very scary movie. Virgo, Persephone, Google it, okay? I just learned about it. So, yes, y'all know I love learning new things. You could love to learn new things, and that's quite literally how you were meant to be. That's how your mind operates. That's how you grow as a person, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. People don't like that. Confirmation. People don't like that about you. They can't understand it. They're comfortable being stagnant while you're comfortable flying above the rest. Okay? I fly above. Atlanta could be significant. You could be seeing Candy Burris is significant. I'm also seeing candy bags. I call Candy Burris candy bag Burris because, baby, if she don't do nothing else, she gonna get a bag. She's a songwriter as well, so someone's definitely a songwriter here, a writer in general. Somebody's name could be Destiny, okay? How much do you want it, collective? Are you willing to sacrifice instant gratification and getting what you want right now to go where you're intended to go, okay? But let's look at it. They don't want me to say it, collective. I'm finna say it. Look at life like this. Okay, look at the world like this. This is where our mind should be elevating to. Let's consider the matrix, the escape room that we have to escape, right? If you ever watched the movie Escape Room or attended an actual escape room in the journey, I'm hearing somebody's name could be Journey, but in real life, yeah, I'm seeing Journey Smollett. Smollett. Okay. Something about her is significant. Now I'm seeing that show. Oh, I love that show. What was it called? The Lovecraft. I'm hearing Lovecraft Chronicles. Child. Lovecraft Country or something. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Say it in the comments, child. What is it? But consider this the escape room, okay? And we're all trying to escape the matrix. You can't do it by yourself, okay? Because there's a time limit. You don't have a lot of time on earth. We all here for a certain amount of time. We're supposed to get it as a collective and ascend collectively to the next level or the next phase of the escape room. And we're supposed to level up, level up, level up, level up until we escape the mind control, the mindless behavior, the mindless beings, the NPCs, the Agent Smiths. I'm hearing John Smith could be someone's name. JS could be significant. FJBC. JC. I'm hearing John Connor, okay? Tap in. Terminator, Matrix could be significant. Somebody definitely needs to follow the signs of their intuition because you're getting downloads and you are not tapping in, you're not making a connection. Something about that tapping. What is that called? um no, hold on. Okay, so there is a method of tapping people do to bring themselves into the moment. Okay, so you're more mindful. Mindfulness is really coming through. Tricks of the mind, tricks of the enemy, but also you tapping into your crown consciousness and growing to outstand or withstand the tricks of the enemy, the tricks of the mind. Tricks of the enemy are often internal, the mind keeping you in a fear based energy to hold you captive to your old self so you don't ascend as well. The ego is scared, right? So the ego will have you say, you don't need to know that. You already know enough. What? You don't need to read no more books. You don't need to what? You don't need to do that, right? You don't need another thing. You don't need to do another thing. You're perfect the way you are. What? You're the greatest when you're meant to ascend, okay? So someone needs to look into that, look into the tapping methods, look into CBT, doing DBT therapy. Therapy could be significant. Just bringing yourself to a more mindful state into the present moment instead of just merely existing and going through the motions of life. You need to tap into your physical awareness, your mental awareness to become fully present in the moment. Yoga can help. I'm seeing breathing techniques and different breathing methods, okay? I just heard tantric yoga. Ciao, okay? But tap into how you can become more mindful. Mindful exercises are significant, okay? So let's hurry up. My phone is about to die. Okay, always going out. We know death is just significant of endings, okay? But we're intended to escape the mind control, the mindless behavior that we've been so ingrained in operating in, being so mindless and careless with our heart, our emotions, our feelings, our actions, acting like we're heartless, we're mindless, we're thoughtless, we don't care, we are self sufficient. I'm hearing self evident, okay? You're supposed to realize that yourself, okay? The evidence is right in front of you. Understand that once your mind has been captivated as a child by fear, okay? That's why there's all these fear tactics to scare children. Why? Because children's minds are easier to control, okay? So they use or take your energy early as a child, okay? I'm seeing someone enduring trigger warning different types of abuse. Okay, so I keep tapping this rose quartz. Somebody definitely needs to harness self love, look into different healing modalities if you need to seek a therapist, a life coach on how to heal self on your healing journey. Get all the tools and the things. Okay, thank you, Spirit. That's what I'm being guided to. So it's beyond just crystals and candles and doing the cute stuff, okay? The aesthetically pleasing stuff. Really tap into your mind, body, and heart and see where things have gone wrong, where you feel the most pain and trauma. The heart work journal definitely would be significant for that. That's why I created it. What emotions are you blocking? What emotions do you refuse to allow yourself to feel? What are you acting like you don't know about how you feel? Okay, someone is definitely acting out and acting mindless, okay, in their energy. And this could be you or someone around you, but assess the situation. If it's not you, assess what you're acting like you don't know about them, where their hurt lies, okay? As we know, hurt people, and confirmation. And oftentimes, what I'm getting is you need to understand that if you have been hurt in your energy, not to excuse their behavior, but instead of becoming enraged and drinking that poison for yourself, okay? Taking that energy on and kind of being grudgeful or harmful to self, think about what a person of that mind state had to be feeling to put you through such a negative space, okay? That can help you heal along the journey, not to excuse them, but to help your healing collective. I'm all about helping heal you, okay? So, tap into the things. If you need assistance, my information is down below on the healing of things. We can do a life coach thing, we can do a spiritual thing, whatever level you need this on. What I'm getting is you definitely need it on a spiritual level, okay? For me, I always say the things we deal with on the physical plane are indicative of what we're suffering from spiritually, okay? So if you feel you are suffering from things that are titled, labeled mental health, right? The mind, okay, the mind and the spirit kind of like working hand in hand to me, okay? So what you are going through spiritually affects the mind, okay? Confirmation, okay? And someone's name could be AJ or JA, okay? Always in my energy, okay? Someone could be Jamaican, AJ, Arizona, Arkansas, Arizona, I said that, Atlanta, any of the A places, okay? You want to get on your A game. You want to further your ascension. Somebody's name could be Bree, okay? Brianna, Brian. I'm seeing Emerson. I'm hearing Breerson. Okay, something about that is significant. Someone's son could be significant, okay? But yeah, you're receiving this energy, okay? Or you've been in this energy since childhood and you need to step further into your purpose, into your power. And I can help you do that. Message me below if you need that help, okay? But yeah, because I'm getting also the scary movie Black Phone, okay? And what that lets me know is you're receiving contact from the other side. If you haven't watched, somebody might be scared of scary movies, so I'm here to break it down for you, okay? In Black Phone, the boy was basically receiving messages from the other side through the phone as my crown is itching again. Okay, someone, yeah, okay. So you're growing spiritually, okay? And you are hearing messages from the other side, and you're taught to be fearful of this. We're taught to be fearful if you hear voices, quote unquote. Now, if you are under a doctor's care for this, I'm going to need you to remain under a doctor's care for this. I am not here to I'm here to illustrate, okay? I'm not here to diagnose, treat, any of those things of that capacity. I'm not a licensed professional. What I can do is illustrate to you what that looks like on a spiritual level, okay? You could quite literally be receiving, I'm hearing death threats. Okay. So ending threats, and we'll have to whew, and edit that out. Somebody is receiving messages. Okay, collective. In the midst of all that, my phone actually passed away. Okay. And I had to, life be life in, so I had to go deal with life. Today is now January 8th. It is 1:37 a.m. Now y'all know I record late night. So now I'm back on, okay? Welcome back, okay? Welcome back. Shady's back. Something about Eminem songs energy is definitely significant, okay? But back to where I left off, okay? Someone's trying to get back to where they left off, and I'm hearing you're just not with it. Someone was in your energy, trying to basically someone who was mindless or careless is trying to tap back into your energy, pick up where you left off, perhaps, and you're just not with it. That's not how this story goes or ends, okay? However, what I was picking up before I was so rudely interrupted by my phone, something about endings are significant. How I came on and said my phone passed away. That was a nice way of me, I'm hearing, allocating, illustrating, or explaining endings, right? Deaths, okay? So AIE or AI is significant. I'm hearing something is going to feel surreal, okay? And what I've been picking up is natural ending, natural endings, okay? I was about to say actual endings, but I'm getting natural endings of natural causes. What I was basically tapping into, guys, before I left is someone here is quite literally receiving downloads. These are the things you were taught to be afraid of, okay? And what I need you to understand is step outside of westernized thinking, okay? Or just a closed in thinking. There's a word for it. If the clairs don't do it enough for you, look at the definitions of clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience, clairalience, all of the things. I'm getting someone's a virgin to spirituality and their spiritual gifts. So it's kind of throwing you for a loop. Okay, ground your energy. So that CBT, DBT therapy, warm blankets, warm baths, walks, things to really bring yourself into the moment, into yourself. Get grounded, spend time in nature, listen to soft, soothing music. Healing hurts is definitely significant. Grounding hurts is significant. Yoga, meditation. What I'm really getting is someone's gifts coming on. There's a term called Cledon. It is a Greek word, Cledon. The Greek spelling, something about Greek is significant. Greek food, Cledon, kelp could be significant. Kledon is significant. Okay, something about the deep ocean. We'll be getting into that very soon, okay? Thank you for the reminder, Spirit. Thank you. As you can see, tap into what I'm getting is you are experiencing a lot. You're seeing a lot of different ways of channeling, and you're trying to figure out what way works best for you or how you're supposed to go about this. And you're supposed to go about it however it comes naturally to you. Trust that the path will unfold before you as it should, as it is deemed fit, right? As the Most High, your spirit team deemed fit. They'll kind of put on you what you can handle, okay? But the definition for this Cledon is a divine utterance, omen, or chance heard word or phrase that carries spiritual meanings, seemingly a random snippet of a conversation, song, etc. So that's why you're seeing the different things in the spiritual community. Some of us use cards all the time. Some of us use cards some of the time, quite never. Maybe the card situation is throwing you off. That's kind of a taboo thing. I'm seeing the game taboo. That's weird. And also the game Guess Who. Okay, so yeah, this is like surprising to you, or yeah, someone's definitely in their spirit, in the spiritual closet of things, kind of one foot in, one foot out. Also, okay, to me, that is basically how I explain some mental health things. Okay, I want to be very careful when I'm talking about that. Just so kind of one foot in and out of the spiritual realm and the physical realm. That could, beloved, be quite necessarily, I'm hearing necessarily, that's a weird word to say. Okay, so it's necessary to be grounded, not 2 feet in the spiritual, not 2 feet in the physical, okay? You specifically, whoever this resonates for, yeah, I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's going all the way up. Okay, so it's going to escalate. It's going in the way that it should, but it will continue to escalate the further you tap into your crown consciousness, and you're being called to ground your energy, learn the different techniques of grounding. Okay, so you don't get too far in the spiritual and kind of lose it, go bananas. Okay, so you're not meant to have so much space to yourself, isolating in your mind. Okay, you're supposed to focus, right? Focus on your spiritual things, and then you still have to focus on your day-to-day 3D life as well. Okay, so that balance is significant. Someone's being called to balance their spiritual life and their physical life, quite literally. Okay, it's all a divine balance. Trust that you are being guided. Don't feel rushed, collective. Okay, what I was picking on what I was picking up on quite significantly, this is definitely a heavy energy because I keep stuttering. Phones are passing away when I say this. You are picking up on signs and synchronicities of endings. Okay, you're seeing it in your energy. Maybe you're picking it up and you're not making the connection, or you're picking it up and it's quite literally scaring the living daylights out of you, is what I'm hearing. Okay, also, yes, what I'm getting is there's someone in your energy malicious, or who was malicious, who was embodying a I'm seeing the devil card energy. Okay, so this could be a Capricorn, a low vibrational Capricorn, or someone just in that devil energy, in the ego, ungrounded, unbalanced, quite deceptive and diabolical is what I'm hearing. I'm seeing 5 of Swords. Okay. Okay, now I'm seeing the 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords. Okay, so a lot of Swords energy. I'm hearing sword. Now their back is sword. They try to put a lot of swords in your back, or they did. Very deceptive, manipulative. I'm hearing monstrous. Okay, now I'm seeing the monster video with the green little monster on my page. Somebody needs to go listen to that. This monster is surprised you're not scared of them, or you quite literally defeated them. Okay, now I'm seeing another. Yeah, okay, so it's time for cards, clearly. Because now I'll just start seeing cards. They were a professional at knifing people, putting swords in people's back, betrayal, deceit. I'm hearing it was Hunger Games out here in your energy. Okay, in the Hunger Games, there was a lot of people watching her struggle and try to traverse this energy and beat this system. I don't know if it was a person, but it's definitely the system overall. I remember. I kind of watched it in bits and pieces. So, Katniss, I just heard Cat's Eye. Somebody's name could be Cat. K's are significant. Names like Caitlin with a K, or I was about to say Cleo with a K, or Chloe with a K, a name like that. Catherine with a K, something like that. Kenneth, Kennedy, okay. Yeah, someone in a high ranking, um, not in a spiritual sense, okay. You're more high ranking in the spiritual sense. You've ascended, right? And perhaps they were supposed to be in this energy, or they portray themselves to be high ranking, but in the physical they are a person in the position of power. Thank you, Spirit. And they quite literally were abusive in that power dynamic. Okay, so I'm getting abusive power roles. Yes, this could be work related, relationships, all different levels, tiers, dynamics of relationships. Dynamically is significant, okay? But they are picking up Cledons as well, of their own demise. Impending doom is what I'm hearing. Their towers, okay? So they're quite literally facing, as I said, double twin towers. So anytime I pick up or get a sense of towers, it gives me 911. And we know 911, on that date, we had 2 significantly big towers fall. What I'm getting is they're getting double for they're getting double for their trouble. Okay, all the hard work they put in being deceptive and manipulative. Okay, they're getting double for that. Okay, as you reap double for what you went through, you reap double rewards for what you had to traverse as this Katniss energy, surviving winning the Hunger Games, child, being successful at the Hunger Games. That I'm hearing the system was set up against you. The system was set up for you to fail. So these systems you operate in, business, work, family, all those dynamics were basically set up for you to fail. And you had to work your way out of this by ascending, by growing, learning the hard lessons. I'm hearing taking the spiritual path, taking that middle road, less trodden path where, many people don't go to get yourself to a higher consciousness, to a higher energy, out of the ego space and into the mind, into the logic, and kind of blend the heart with the intuition, right? So you might be a very emotional, empathic person, right? You're very tapped in and tuned in. You might want to help. I couldn't even say it. You might want to help people, right? Give to people, give to others like you would want them to give to you. You're kind of a do unto others type of person, right? I can definitely relate, as you can tell. And what's happened is you find out quite quickly, is what I'm hearing, or quite hardly is significant. Somebody's last name could be Hardy, first grade. Okay, you had to go to school to learn. Okay, you literally had to start from the basics and learn that not everybody can go with you. Not everybody's coming to save you. Not everybody wants the best for you. Most people surrounding you will watch you go through literally hell and back and not lift a finger to help you. Yeah, I'm seeing someone climbing like a tall building staircase. I'm just seeing Final Destination bloodlines again. Okay, so this has to do with familial relationships as well, kind of a continuation of that energy. And then in that movie, she had premonitions. Thank you, Spirit. A continuation of the horror story is what I'm getting. American Horror Story could be significant. Yeah, I'm seeing the one with Angela Bassett, Marie Laveau. I haven't watched it yet, but I'll definitely tune in. Stranger Things, all that's coming through. You're stepping into your personal power. There was a quite literally an entire town or city that was very dark and grim, and basically you had to, in the beginning of watching, I was like, why don't they just leave this God-forsaken city, right? So something about that is significant. You could be called to leave your city, your town, your state, wherever you're from. Okay, you know what they say, a prophet, or a person of importance, right? You might not be into the labels of things. Those can be quite, I'm here, intimidating, but also you're just a humble person. So you're like, I'm just me. Like I am who I am, right? I'm not all these labels. Understand that, one, that's why you were chosen, and two, that 140, 1441 on the timer, as I say that, you were chosen for this path for a reason, because you embody that energy. You definitely have tapped into your crown consciousness, your Christ consciousness. You've always looked at things from an elevated perspective, okay? A bird's eye view is definitely significant, but understand that you're being called to this position on purpose. This is a part of your purpose. I saw 133 before I came on. Thank you for that reminder, Spirit. Just all about being in your calling, being in your purpose, getting grounded, practicing your spiritual hygiene, getting a routine. A routine is significant. Trust me, I know, collective. Getting into that routine can be difficult, but once you do something for 21 days, it's a habit. So let's embark on this new journey, our new path, get a routine, and let's stay committed to it, to just ensure that we are keeping ourselves spiritually cleansed, spiritually healthy, okay? Our spiritual hygiene must be up to par if we're going to go into a season of embodying our inner confidence. I'm seeing orange and yellows. And unblocking the chakra system, right? Being confident in your ability to create and manifest what you are divinely guided to, what these downloads are calling you to do, okay? So it's one thing to receive the downloads, the information, the wisdom, the sparks of creativity, the ideas, the intuition. Yes, I'm seeing pins, I'm seeing games. Okay, so it's another thing to bring it into fruition onto the planet. Okay, someone could be a gamer, a writer, somebody could be called to make a video game, somebody can be called to write about something, someone could be a streamer, I'm hearing an intuitive downloader, okay? That quite literally might be what you are, like a person that just receives constant downloads of intuitive nudges on what to create and what to do, right? Or you are just a person who downloads information, you know, something about computers is significant, okay? So you understand computers in a different way. Perhaps you're supposed to innovate technology, help innovate technology. Yes. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. In a more compassionate way for the planet, perhaps. Okay. Because what I do know, I don't know much about computers. What I do know is not really good for the planet. Okay. So get grounded in your energy. Okay. Yes. Okay. So get grounded in your energy. Know that these downloads that you're receiving about these endings are meant to prepare you, not scare you. So, whether these are spiritual endings, right? Towers, okay, physical endings, actual endings, okay. Um, yeah, I'm hearing a lot of things pertaining to actual endings. Know that this is meant to prepare you, and this is what it looks like to be on that spiritual path on your ascension. You are so tapped and tuned in that you quite literally see these things coming before they can hit you and throw you off guard, okay? So get grounded and get prepared for that. And yeah, confirmation as I say that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, someone's definitely ascending. Okay. And then I just got truth. Okay. So we're definitely on the right path. Understand that this person or people are receiving the connection to, like, they are receiving the downloads. I'm hearing dreams, premonitions, or just an inner sense of knowing that endings are inevitable, okay? They were just quite literally playing with fire. Now, you know what they say. When you play with fire, you get burned, okay? So they were doing a lot to delay this energy. But what I'm hearing is all they were doing was delaying the inevitable for coming around, messing with people they had no business messing with, okay? So endings will be inevitable in any way the spirit realm, the Most High deems fit, okay? Yeah. With that being said, collective, get yourself grounded, stay prayed up, practice your spiritual hygiene so you can be prepared for what is to come. If you are in need of some tools, some things to fill your spiritual backpack, look down below. We have a collection of journals here available on Amazon. One, if you're receiving divine downloads, order the download journal, okay? to document your downloads in a more detail oriented fashion so that you can decode and decipher them as you need to and get the nudges, the cleat-ons, the things right clearly, okay? It helps writing it down, trust me. With that being said, we also have a dream journal called the Dream Catcher Journal, meant to catch your dreams, inspired by the Native American dream catcher. Someone might need a dream catcher. Okay, those help significantly. If you believe in the things of the things, right? Go where you're called, do what you're meant to do, okay? You could quite literally be called to a certain place to do a certain thing, to pick up a certain dream catcher. I'm hearing wind catcher. I'm seeing wind chimes. I'm seeing crystals, okay? Go where you're called. You're being called there for a reason. You might be there to just have a conversation, okay? So you might go a place and hear a song, right? Um, so go where you're called, okay? But the Dreamcatcher Journal, full of prompts, helps you document your dreams in a more detail-oriented fashion as well, so you can decode, decipher all the things that are trying to come through, those divine nudges, divine utterances you may be receiving in the dream state with the dream journal. In the wake state, you want to do download journal. Last but certainly not least, my first baby, the heart work journal is meant to help you do the heart work to undo, to assess, and work on helping you unblock those blockages in the heart space, in the heart chakra. It's full of prompts regarding emotional situations, traumas, relationships, etc., that you may not be clear on, that you may need closure from, that you might have forgotten about or think you have closed out, but still remain in your energy and they are keeping you blocked up from ascending fully, okay? A heavy heart cannot ascend. A heart that is unhealthy cannot sustain life. Therefore, we must clear the heart space, maintain our heart health quite literally in the physical state and also in the spiritual metaphysical sense, okay? It's full of prompts. There are affirmations in there, everything you need in this one journal to help you do the heart work, to tap into your heart work. So if you want to know how to do the work collective, start with the heart work, okay? Shadow work, heart work, you name it. Start journaling those dreams and downloads, okay? Get to writing, tap into thyself. The whole purpose of this journey is to know thyself, okay? So you can become the best self that you were always intended to be. With that being said, as I always say, come and go in Love and Light Collective. Seek purpose, not just paychecks. And always, always, always do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And until next time, peace, y'all.